Hey everybody, it's Lyn from Lyn's Crafts. I'm actually back. I actually had double bypass surgery back in May, on May 26th actually. So I've recovered from that, and I'm back with you to do some more polymer clay. This is a stencil by DecoArts. And we're going to do some stenciling on the clay. This is just some black, actually Primo. It could be Sculpey 3 or any other kind of clay, because I'm going to put a resin coating on top. And that will add strength. Alright, so I've burnished it down to make some good contact with the clay. These are the primary elements, which are a mica powder, but they're a mica powder that also has a pigment in them, and the pigment provides a really rich, vibrant color. It also can be a contrasting pigment to the mica powder. So this one is ginger flower, This one doesn't have it's Indian summer. And then I'm gonna get a gold. This one is yellow rose. Alright, so I've got a soft brush that I always use for these primary elements. Alright. Now, it really only takes a little bit. Well, I say that. And then this ginger flower wants to be difficult. And the clay is conditioned, but I haven't trimmed it or anything. Alright. Yes, I put the lids right back on because not only will I knock them over, but I'll put the wrong lid back on, the wrong one. Alright. At the end of the video, I'll show you some of the other ones I've done. I don't actually own very many stencils. I only have like 5 or 6, but this is a fun technique. Alright, now I've dusted all the powder on. I'm going to take my finger and just burnish it down a little bit. Alright, now for the magic. Look at how pretty that comes out. Alright, and then you can just trim it however you desire. You could cut it with a circle cutter, trim it with your blade. So let's just do that. And the blade is bendable for a reason. Alright. There we go. A really, really pretty piece. Very simple to do. If the thickness of the piece worries you, just lay this down on another piece of clay. It could be another color of clay. Recut it out and then bake it. Alright? So I'll bake this and then I'll come back and show it to you. And maybe we'll put a coat of resin on it. Alright, while that's cooling off in the oven, I'm going to talk a little bit about this doming mat. As you can see, it's a series of silicone pegs, I guess you would call them. And it's so you can lay your piece on the mat, pour the resin on, and it will allow the extra resin to drip off the edges without making a mess on your piece. And then after the resin sets, the excess will just peel right off the doming mat. I believe I got this at Rockin' Resin. You can Google it, look it up online, whatever. They're kind of hard to find, and I wanted a big one because I do big pieces, several pieces, whatever. I wanted a bigger one. They come in little bitty to bigger. Alright, so I'm using Amazing Clear Cast, and this is an older batch, so it has started to yellow. It won't make a difference on the piece, trust me. Alright, so I'm just going to measure out a little bit. And like I always say, try to have an extra mold so you can pour extra resin in it, because you don't want to waste your resin. Alright, so I'm just going to pour 4 drams, 2 of the hardener and 2 of the resin cast. And the cup has measurements on the side, so it's fairly easy to measure. People always ask me about bubbles and how to keep from getting bubbles. It's never been a problem with the Amazing Clear Cast, for me anyway. I'm sure if you tried to pour just a clear block with no backing or anything, you might see some bubbles. I don't know. Now, for doming purposes on a piece like we're doing, you could use UV resin. Lisa Pavelka's Magic Gloss, Solar Res, Ultra Dome. There are several brands, and UV resin, of course, is much faster setting. Alright, so I'm just going to continue to stir this until I think it's really good and stirred. You want to scrape down the bottom and the sides several times during stirring. You don't want it to have a swirly look to the hardener and the resin. Alright. Now, I'm going to let it set for 2 minutes while I get the piece out of the oven and continue to let it cool. The letting it set for 2 minutes will just let the bubbles rise to the top and hopefully pop. So, that won't be an issue. Alright, here it is with the layer of cured resin on top. I just love that shimmer of those primary elements. And these are some of the other pieces that I've done. Now, I did this on black clay. You can do it on any color, but on black, the primary elements really pop. So, now all I need to do to this one is to drill a hole or glue a bail on the back or stick a magnet on the back. Make a great fridge magnet. Alright, so that's it for this one. I'm really back. I'm so sorry for the long delay in videos, but I hope to be doing more really soon.